Hitting $100,000 in net worth is one of the most important financial milestones you'll ever reach. It's not just a number, it's a psychological and mathematical turning point that changes everything about how you build wealth going forward. Charlie Munger famously said the first $100,000 is a grind, but you have to get it. There's no way around it. He was right. Getting to $100,000 is brutally hard, painfully slow, and requires relentless discipline. But once you cross that threshold, wealth building accelerates in ways most people never experience because they quit too early. I'm Kyle, and today I'm breaking down exactly what happens when you hit $100,000, the financial shifts, the psychological transformation, the compounding acceleration, and what you need to do next to turn $100,000 into $500,000 and beyond. If you're grinding towards six figures or you've just crossed it, this video will show you why this milestone matters more than any other. Let's dive in. The first thing that happens at $100,000 is that compound interest becomes emotionally real. When you have $10,000 earning 8% annually, you make $800 that year. That's nice, but it doesn't feel life-changing. You're still doing all the heavy lifting through earned income and savings discipline. But when you have $100,000 earning 8%, you make $8,000 that year without lifting a finger. That's serious money, enough to cover a vacation, an emergency, or several months of expenses. Your money is now working as hard as you are, and you can feel it. At $10,000, compound interest is theoretical. At $100,000, it's tangible, real, and powerful. This is the moment when you stop being the only engine of wealth building and your capital becomes a partner. From this point forward, every year your investments generate thousands in growth, and those gains compound on themselves, creating exponential acceleration. The second shift is psychological. Confidence replaces doubt. When you're at $5,000 or $20,000, it's easy to doubt yourself. The goal feels distant, progress feels slow, and setbacks feel devastating. But when you hit $100,000, something clicks. You've proven to yourself that you can build wealth. You're no longer hoping it's possible. You know it is because you've done it. This confidence changes everything. You start taking smarter risks. You invest more aggressively because you've seen returns compound. You stop doubting your ability to build wealth and start asking, how fast can I get to $200,000? The mental shift is what separates people who plateau from people who keep accelerating. The discipline, delayed gratification, and systems that got you to $100,000 don't disappear, they compound. You've built the habits, and now they're automatic. The hardest part is over. The third shift is momentum. Going from $0 to $100,000 might take 8 to 10 years of grinding. But going from $100,000 to $200,000 often takes only 5 to 7 years, even with the same contributions. Why? Because your $100,000 is generating $8,000 to $10,000 per year in returns, which accelerates progress. If you're contributing $10,000 annually and earning $8,000 in returns, you're growing by $18,000 per year instead of just $10,000. The timeline compresses. From $200,000 to $300,000 happens even faster, maybe 4 to 5 years. The exponential curve that felt theoretical at $10,000 is now fully visible and working in your favor. This is why people who reach $100,000 often become millionaires within 10 to 15 years. The machine is built, the momentum is real, and the compounding is undeniable. The first $100,000 is the filter. Most people never cross it, which is why most people never build real wealth. The fourth shift is optionality. At $100,000, you have breathing room. If you lose your job, you're not panicking. You have 1 to 2 years of expenses covered, and you're calm enough to find the right opportunity instead of grabbing the first offer out of desperation. If you see an investment opportunity or want to start a business, you have capital to deploy. You're no longer living paycheck to paycheck or one emergency away from disaster. This financial cushion creates options that broke people don't have, and options compound into better decisions. You can negotiate harder at work because you're not desperate. You can walk away from bad situations because you have security. You can take calculated risks because failure won't destroy you. This optionality is worth more than the $100,000 itself. It's the beginning of financial freedom. The fifth shift is visibility into financial independence. At $100,000, you can start calculating exactly when you'll be financially independent. Using the 4% rule, $100,000 generates $4,000 in sustainable income. That's not enough to retire on, but it's a clear starting point. If your goal is $40,000 per year in passive income, you need $1 million. At $100,000, you're 10% of the way there, and you can see the path clearly. This clarity is motivating. You're no longer wandering aimlessly, you're executing a plan with a visible finish line. You can project, if I keep contributing $15,000 a year and earning 8%, I'll hit $1 million in 15 years. If I increase contributions to $25,000 per year, I'll hit it in 10 years. The math becomes real, the timeline becomes clear, and financial independence shifts from abstract dream to concrete goal. The sixth shift is lifestyle resistance. At $100,000, you face a critical decision: inflate your lifestyle or maintain discipline. Most people fail here. They hit six figures and feel rich, so they upgrade their car, apartment, vacations, and spending. This lifestyle inflation destroys momentum and resets progress. The people who succeed at this stage lock in their lifestyle and refuse to inflate it despite growing net worth. They keep driving the used car, living in the modest apartment, and saving aggressively. This discipline is what allows them to accelerate from $100,000 to $500,000 to $1 million. The trap at $100,000 is thinking you've made it and easy enough. You haven't made it. You've just crossed the hardest threshold. The opportunity now is to maintain intensity while compounding does the heavy lifting. Resist the urge to celebrate with spending. Celebrate by staying disciplined.
The seventh shift is investment confidence. At $100,000, you've likely been investing for years, which means you've experienced market volatility, corrections, and recoveries. You've seen your portfolio drop 10–20% and recover. This experience builds confidence that market downturns are temporary and that staying invested is the right strategy. This confidence allows you to invest more aggressively, avoid panic selling during crashes, and even buy more when prices drop. Newer investors with $5,000 to $10,000 freak out during corrections and sell at the bottom. But at $100,000, you've learned that volatility is the price of admission for long-term returns. This psychological resilience is a massive advantage. You're no longer scared of the market, you're leveraging it. This mindset shift is what allows wealthy people to compound wealth faster than average investors. The eighth shift is network and opportunity access. At $100,000, you're in the top 20–30% of wealth builders in your age group. You've demonstrated discipline, intelligence, and long-term thinking. This puts you in a different category of people who are also building wealth, thinking strategically, and pursuing financial independence. Your network starts to reflect this. You meet other high savers, investors, and entrepreneurs. Opportunities that weren't visible before start appearing. Investment deals, business partnerships, side income streams. Wealthy people often say your network is your net worth, and at $100,000, you're credible enough to access higher quality networks. This compounds your growth in ways that aren't just financial. You're learning faster, avoiding mistakes, and seeing opportunities others miss. Here's what you should do once you hit $100,000. First, don't inflate your lifestyle. Maintain the discipline that got you here. Second, increase contributions if possible. Every extra dollar compounds exponentially from this point. Third, diversify intelligently. If you're 100% stocks, consider adding real estate or other assets. If you're too conservative, shift to higher growth investments. Fourth, set a clear target for $200,000 and reverse engineer the timeline. Fifth, automate everything: contributions, rebalancing, reinvestment. Sixth, protect your downside. Make sure you have adequate insurance and emergency funds so that progress isn't derailed by unexpected events. Seventh, educate yourself continuously. Read books, follow markets, learn about tax optimization. Eighth, avoid lifestyle creep at all costs. Ninth, celebrate the milestone privately, then refocus on the next target. 10th, remember, $100,000 is the launch pad, not the destination. The people who succeed after $100,000 share one trait: they don't slow down. They understand that crossing $100,000 is when compounding truly begins, so they double down on discipline. They keep saving 20–30% of income. They resist lifestyle inflation. They stay invested during downturns. They increase income aggressively. They avoid debt. They track net worth monthly and adjust strategies as needed. They also shift focus from "Can I reach $100,000" to "How fast can I reach $1 million?" This offensive mindset is what separates people who plateau at $150,000 from people who hit $1 million within a decade. The first $100,000 proves you can do it. The next $900,000 proves you can sustain it. Most people can't sustain intensity, which is why most people never become millionaires. But you've already done the hardest part. Now it's about maintaining what got you here. At the core, hitting $100,000 is the moment when everything changes. Compound interest becomes real. Confidence replaces doubt. Momentum accelerates. Optionality opens. Financial independence becomes visible. The grind that got you here was brutal, but it was worth it. Because now the exponential curve is working in your favor. Start today. If you've hit $100,000, lock in your lifestyle, set your $200,000 target, and stay disciplined. If you're still grinding toward $100,000, understand that this milestone is the unlock. Everything gets easier after you cross it. Track your progress, celebrate privately, stay focused, and remember, $100,000 is the hardest money you'll ever save, but it's also the most important. Tell me in the comments, are you at $100,000 yet? And what's your next target? This is where real wealth building begins. Let's finish what you started.